There were several challenges we faced with the approach to market. The tender allowed for any permit holder within the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park to apply to conduct reef protection services. So there were a lot of applications that ranged in complexity from medium complexity to very high complexity. There was also a number of people who were a little bit nervous about what they needed to do.
My first thoughts were I was, I guess, a little bit unsure as just how our level of knowledge was going to be, whether it was going to be enough to be able to do what they wanted. But through the training, the online training we did through the Marine Park Authority, that gave us the confidence then to go out and do the surveys, be able to recognise any changes, be able to look for diseases and other impacts on the reef as well.
A big part of the Tourism Reef Protection Initiative was to provide training and skills development to ensure that they were delivering reef protection services at the highest standard, at the standard and equivalent of what our scientists would be doing at the Australian Institute of Marine Science, and worked on methodology to enhance what we'd already been doing through the Eye on the Reef program.
So new surveyors were provided with the full suite of Eye on the Reef survey training. This involves extensive online learning to learn everything from different coral morphologies to the types of impacts that can affect corals and how to properly identify them. It then culminates in a multi-day in-water session where the surveyors will go and actually conduct their very first survey out on the Great Barrier Reef and make sure that they're coming within an acceptable tolerance in the results that they're coming back with.
The Reef Authority has been great. The actual hands-on training has been, I think, exceptional as far as the depth of knowledge, and that then reflects in what the customer gets delivered.
So our weekly tasks, every single week we usually start our day with our Tourism Weeklies, which is a weekly survey of the exact same spot. While one of us is doing our Tourism Weekly survey, the other one is doing a photo point survey, which is literally a photograph of the coral every meter or so along this same exact route every single week. And then we've got 2 more days where we're out doing reef health impact surveys. We try and get to as many areas as possible for that. And also, you know, we've been here for a year and a half, so we're now starting to go over old sites, and you can see what's changed in that time period, which is pretty cool to see.
The initiative itself is probably one of the smartest things that I've seen from a government initiative that's come out when it comes to actually the protection of the Great Barrier Reef. It's smart in its simplicity. It's got local operators and divers, snorkelers, master reef guides, people on the reef right here that are taking care of their own backyard.
Tourism operators have become much more connected to their environment. They've been able to contribute to the science behind the reef, and the Reef Authority have been able to get data in real time.
The way that we've integrated the Tourism Reef Protection Initiative into our business has been fairly complex in that we have quite a complex operation, a variety of different products operating in different areas. We've always had a bit of a stewardship mentality towards what we see as our patch of the reef. This has really just formalised a lot of those concepts to generate a really important document, which is the stewardship plan.
Having a stewardship framework in place allows the operators to fully understand their site and at the same time be informed to make the right decision about whether to conduct intervention or not at site level. We're really telling them to look at the function of that site. We're also getting them to look at how the currents operate at their site. We aren't able to model this data because we just can't get those fine scale water movements like the operators can that are out there every day.
So the Tourism Reef Protection Initiative was received exceptionally well by the tourism operators. I had phone calls from people who were crying with joy, emails saying thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of this. So the initial impact that we've seen has been that a lot of people have been invested in this from the start.